Good evening, my lovelies. What it do, what it do, what it do. This Miss Yaakov coming straight from that spiker side, aka the messenger, aka the Virgo goddess, aka the daughters of Zion, aka that topaz gem, sapphire. And listen, always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Miss Yaakov is trying to say. Remember, I'm just outside looking into your world, seeing things that you just don't see, okay? But dig this here. The name of this is called Story Time about Kehilath Ha Derekh Messianic Synagogue in 236 West 72nd Street, Manhattan, New York, about Maharat. Okay, you don't know who Maharat is. Maharat is this European, let's see, this little European scallywag right here, Maharat, and her husband. Okay, yeah, that little European skank. Okay, let me tell you what she said to me one day. Okay, and she said this in shul. She said it inside the little, inside the shul, synagogue, or whatever you want to call it. She said to me, she doesn't deal with people from the ghetto and people from the hood. That's what she said to me. And I'm just sitting up there looking at her. I'm like, I didn't say anything. I'm like, let her get whatever she got on her chest. Let this bimbo get whatever she got off her chest, because it's obvious that she got some type of hatred on the Sabbath inside her heart. Okay, let her get her rocks off. Okay, mind you, I'm from Jersey, not from New York. Okay, I'm not from New York. So why she felt that way to say it directly to me, I don't know. But let me tell you something. If she would have saw me out on the street, she wouldn't have never said that. The only reason why she came out her face and said what she said was because she had security at the door. Okay, she had security at the door. Her husband was right there. Okay? Yeah. That's why she said what she said. Otherwise, she wouldn't have never said what she said, okay? She wouldn't have never said what she said. Okay, but she was feeling some type of way, and that was in her heart to say. But my thing is this, right? Because she's a coward. My whole thing is this. She's in New York. Why she didn't go uptown to the Bronx? Why she didn't go to the Bronx and say all this? She could have went to the Bronx and said all this. She could have went to 125th and Lenox and said all this. Why she didn't go down there to the hot spots and tell them people how she really feel? Why she had to say it directly to me? I don't know her, and I never saw her a day in my life. And then she said it to the wrong person, okay? Because number one, first and foremost, my family don't come from the ghetto and come from the hood. My family come from the Caribbeans. Okay, that's number one. Number two, people in my family were wives, husband and wives. My grandmother and grandfather, okay, both of my grandmothers to be exact, had all their children by their husband. They were married and they worked until they retired. Okay, one of my grandmothers is dead, and the other one is still living at 90 years old in the Strawberry Mansion section in Philadelphia. Okay, it wasn't no welfare. Okay, welfare didn't come out until the 60s. Okay, to the 60s. But before that, people had families and married and they worked and all that. So what is she talking about? That goes to show you how ignorant she really is. And then the drugs, we not going to really clock the tea. What y'all say, clock that tea. We not going to really clock the tea because them European bastards like her, skeezers like her, bring over the drugs and carrying on. Okay? So you had the welfare that came out in the 60s, the drugs that they brought over here, okay, the prison system, okay, yeah, let's really clock the tea. See, that goes to show you how ignorant she is. Call herself trying to get funky and spicy. No, she should have went to the real hood out there in New York where she live at. Okay, to get spicy with them. But see, she knows she couldn't. You want to know why she couldn't? Because she would have carried out, they would have carried her ass out in a body bag. She would have been on the first 48. Okay, if she would have said that to them, what she said to me, oh yeah, they would have got funky with her, because you look around New York, what do you see people doing in New York? Setting people out on fires and all that, pushing people out on the train tracks. Yeah, them people ain't right out there in New York at all. So she knew better. She knew better not to say it to them. She couldn't say it to them. No, 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 no. She had to fix her lips and be a coward and say it to me, because she knew she couldn't say it to them. And then she had backup. She had backup. That's all that is. But you know what? I can't wait for the day. I cannot wait for the day. The day to see her face to face. I'm talking about her soul. Okay? Yes, I'm talking about her soul. Face to face, her soul. Her kid's soul. I'ma watch them. I'ma watch her son Daniel, her and her husband, get thrown into the fire, the burning furnace. Yes. Yes. They gotta face me. They gotta face the real Israel. Yeah. How about it? Let's clock it. Let's clock it. I'ma watch her get thrown right into the fire. Her son and her husband. You gotta know who you're saying the things to. You gotta know who you're talking to. You never know who you're talking to. And see, when I be doing these videos, little do y'all know, I'm coming out of divine order. That's what y'all don't know. I'm coming straight out of divine order. Yeah. By the time Benzie and her wake up from their slumber, surprise! Surprise! There's a surprise waiting for them. And I'm going to be right there. Face to face. Yeah. People from the ghetto and people from the hood. We ain't never lived in no projects. I ain't never in my life lived in no projects. My mother, much as she's a drug addict and all that, she came from a 2-parent household. Her mother and her father were married for 30-something years until my grandmother passed away. What is she talking about? People from the ghetto and people from the hood. You got to know who you saying stuff to. When I be saying stuff, I be directing it specifically towards the baby mothers. Everybody's not a baby mother. I'm not a baby mother. And don't want to be one. Okay? Because that's not something that I represent. And that's not something I was raised off of. But nonetheless, my uncles and all that, they had father figures in their lives. Their mothers and fathers were married. And they also became husbands and mans of the household to their girlfriends or their wives, because they had men and fathers in their households. What is she talking about? People from the ghetto and people from the hood. Oh yeah, she wants to see what time it is. Definitely. But anywho, I'm about to get on out of here. You gotta know, you gotta watch who you're talking to. Do your research. Don't just be blurting stuff out, just saying it just to be saying it. No, know who you talking to. Because ain't no people from the ghetto and people from the hood. And a little bit of people that do know me, no, I ain't never lived in no projects. I've been to the projects, but we ain't never lived in no projects. And we ain't never had no Section 8 or none of that. Because my mother wasn't that damn dumb. She was dumb, but she wasn't that dumb to lay up with a man that couldn't do nothing for her. Told y'all that before. Anybody I saw my mother with did something for her. Anybody. Anywho, I'm about to get on out of here. It's that spiker star, the brightest star of the constellation. Looking into your world, seeing things that you just don't see. I always got a story to tell. I'm out.